So as big a puncher as he is, he can box as well. An extremely busy fighter, as you will see. This will be an action-packed fight. This guy's had victories over some terrific former world champions and guys like Shambe Mitchell, Bruno Phillips, and most impressively, he outboxed Winky Wright. Nobody does that. Paul Williams did that. So the big banger in Citron, Paul Williams, a slick boxer. And as strange as it may seem, the slick boxer has 27 knockouts. The big puncher has just 28, one more. So both of these guys can bang. And at some stages, when they throw their ears back, they will let fly, and you're going to see a very entertaining fight, I promise you that. Again, I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan. With me is Dave Bontempo. And Davey, there's no place we'd rather be tonight than at a fight like this, is there?
Goosebumps at the back of your head. Right?
I got him.
You got him. As you take a look at his notable fights and fight of the year in Atlantic City and a much of boxing in 2009 with Martinez, who then went on to beat Kelly Pavlik.
So we're just about set to go. The very classy Michael Buffer has moved to the center of the ring, and as soon as the HBO people tell him, he will begin his announcement to the live crowd here and for you people watching around the world. We're glad that you can be with us here in our world telecast. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Home Depot Center here in Carson, California, where tonight, Goose and Tudor Promotions, in association with DeBella Entertainment, is proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. Sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Frierson, Executive Officer George Dodd. At ringside, the three judges scoring this contest, Jerry Cantu, Dr. James Jenkin, and Fritz Warner. And inside the ring, the man in charge of the action at the bell, 28-year veteran referee, Dr. Lou Moret. And now, for all the fans in attendance here at the Home Depot Center, and the millions watching around the world, courtesy of HBO. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, officially weighing in at 154 pounds. His professional record, 32 victories, including 28 knockouts, with 2 defeats and 1 draw. A native of Carolina, Puerto Rico now, training and fighting out of Houston, Texas, former welterweight champion of the world, Kermit, the Killer Cintro. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing yellow and gray with Everlast trim, official weight 152 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 38 victories, including 27 knockouts with only 1 defeat. And by way of rematch, he has defeated every man he's ever faced in the ring. From Aiken, South Carolina, former interim junior middleweight world champion and former 2-time welterweight champion of the world, Paul the Punisher Williams.
All right, so Dr. Lou Moret will call the combatants to the center of the rings. But Dave, we got good friends at both corners. We got Dan Goosen, who handles Williams, and we've got Lou DeBello, who handles Citron, and old friend Ronnie Shields, who works the corner of Kermit Citron. So we're going to be split here, and we're going to be very, very fair as we call this fight.
As usual.
As usual, right. Kermit Citron. They call him here in the United States Citron, but down in Puerto Rico they call him Citron. So we're going to be something between that, right?
The worldwide pronunciation.
Okay.
Turn your corner and wait for that.
All right, the final instructions. Dr. Lou Moret, 10-point must scoring system. No standing 8 count. There's no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round here in the state of California. And the referee or the doctor in the state of California can stop a fight. Dr. Lou Moret, again, the third man in the ring, a veteran referee here in the state of California. Here we go, in the gold trunks with a great trim is big Paul Williams. He's 6'1.5" to the 5'11" of Kermit Citron. And don't forget what Dave said about that reach. He's got heavyweight reach. He's as long as the Klitschko brothers. This guy's got an 82-inch reach. Larry Holmes only had an 80-inch reach. This guy's got an 82-inch reach. It's huge.
It's a major factor all by itself. And what it allows him to do is be beyond the counter-punching capability of his opponents, flick out the shots he wants, and lure them into traps because they have to gamble to get inside.
Little feeling out process here in the early going, but don't you worry about it. You will see all the action that you came to see. And seating wherever you're watching in the Far East, the South Pacific, across Europe, Asia, in the Philippines tonight, you enjoy this one. Williams, again, he's got only one loss. He's 38-1 with 27 KOs. Citron, 32-2 with a draw on his record.
And Citron will be trying to put himself in position to score that right-hand lead against the southpaw style. Also the double left hook, and try to keep his lead foot outside that of Williams so that he can keep him turning. That's the ideal thing, but since he has so much reach to overcome, he'll have to bob and weave and get inside first to throw that lead right hand, and that could be where he gets into trouble.
Well, he's got Ronnie Shields as a trainer, and Ronnie's done a great job in training so many fighters, and a former world champ in his own right. So he's taught this kid well, and it's going to be, you know, using the head, not just the brawn in this fight for Citron to be able to defeat Paul Williams as a slick left-handed fighter with plenty of pop. As I mentioned, his 27 knockouts, yet they talk about the knockout power of Citron, who is 27. He can bang with both hands. In recent months, Citron has been living down in Houston, Texas, and training with Ronnie. That's where Ronnie is from. They're originally the Savannah Boxing Club down there with Willie Savannah, and they've trained a lot of terrific fighters.
Hey, Ronnie's got some 16 world champions in his stable, starting with Evander Holyfield.
That's right. So it hasn't been explosive yet, but it will be, I promise you. They, again, just feeling each other out here. These two guys, while they have power, are both excellent boxers too, and neither one can afford to take a flush shot from the other guy. Williams has gone the distance in his last two fights, but there's a whole lot more on the line on this fight, and to win this fight, even though there's no world title, the possibility looming that if they can't put Mayweather together with Manny Pacquiao, this guy's going to go down to 147 and try to fight Pacquiao. Meanwhile, he lands a straight left hand, which is his power shot, and right back comes Citron. An interesting first round, but not a lot of difference between the two. You lean any way there at all as you listen to Ronnie Shields?
Toward Williams.
Now listen, you still got a little bit too much range for him, okay? You got to pick it up, get a little bit closer though, okay? But that's why you got the head moving, okay? I don't want you running into that left hand, okay? I don't want you running into that left hand. You got to move that head, okay? But look.
Keep sitting in your face and keep sitting in your face and throw that jab and look for him to come. Wait on him to come. He's going to come. Believe me, brother. And it's going to work. He's going to cooperate. You just keep on being cool.
Gary Savoy in that.
Throwing that jab and wait for him to come, and you throw that left hand down. Okay?
Amazing day. These guys just put out a lot of work in the last 3 minutes, and neither one of them are huffing and buffing at all. Meaning they came here to fight. They're in great physical shape. Not a lot between them. We get the plus side to Williams in that first round. Heard Ronnie Shields say to Citron, you want to close it up, but stay away from that left hand. I don't want you to get tagged by that left-hand power shot. In the meanwhile, Citron, fighting the southpaw, knows he's going to try to land that right-hand power shot down the middle. That's the way you fight a southpaw. And that's the little bit of tentativeness that we see, and maybe a little bit of tightness by Citron in the early going here.
Well, he's going to try to throw that right-hand lead, but he has to bob and weave to get himself in that position. I talked about it last round, and Ronnie Shields talked about it between rounds to him. And when you do that, bob and weave and make you gamble, you have to get in exactly the right position and then take advantage of it. In the meantime, that's when you are most vulnerable to what Williams can do, and that's why his corner said, believe me, brother, he'll come to you.
Yeah, exactly. And Williams, of course, when he turns that right shoulder in, he's got even more reach. I mean, it's huge. You got to counter that by circling to the left and getting away from that left-hand power shot and try to land the right hand. And the way to do that, you heard Ronnie say too in between, move the head back and forth. Not a lot of head movement right now, and that could be a critical thing for Citron as this fight unfolds. Because if he continues not to move his head, he's going to get nailed. You may hear in the background, that's Ronnie Shields. We're in Citron's corner. Ronnie yelling, come on, you got to pick it up a little bit. But this right now, as opposed to a brawl that we might have expected, these guys both know what the other guy can do, and it's a bit of a chess match right now.
Well, it's the gamble. When you're Citron, there is what he gambled for. The right hand, he waited, and tried to make the situation work exactly for him. Then he put everything he could into that right hand. And
as Dave was saying that, he absolutely unleashed that right hand. It didn't land where it was targeted for, but that's the idea and what he's trying to do. Talk about guys who set traps. We saw one of the great ones last week in Floyd Mayweather, but Roy Jones Jr. was great for setting traps. Great boxer like Bernard Hopkins would set traps for guys. These are amongst the headiest guys in the world in the ring. Very, very smart fighters, and that's what Citron is trying to do with Paul Williams. In the meantime, I agree with Ronnie, though. He's got to get busier. He just can't sit and wait to try to unload that.
Meanwhile, Williams can wait, tap him with the jab, and make the fight come to him.
Williams could pick it up a tad more, too, because right now the first round wasn't definitive, and with only 28 seconds to go here in round 2, it's not real definitive, although I think that he will probably get this so far in the judges' score sheets, because the biggest punch that Citron threw did not land. And Williams is, picking him off. He's hitting him with shots here and there. Nothing big, but he's been more active, and so you got to give the round to him, I think.
With an 82-inch reach. The beauty of it is you can win a lot of cheap rounds.
At that time, he loaded up his left hand in a wild sort of left hand, and Citron caught him with the right hand as time goes by in round number 2. That, to me, is a Williams round. So we're coming up to round number 3 here at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Glad that you could be with us in a comfortable setting and your home wherever you are around the world.
You're winning, but I'm not a judge. Okay? Give me a deep breath.
Got this all day.
Again.
All day long.
Okay. Everything looks good, though. I love the way the head moves. Get the rhythm going. But get a little bit busier for me, okay? Look, let me tell you something. Why you think this guy is rushing in on you, huh? Why? Okay, let's go get his ass.
Let the battle begin! Oh! He's knocked out!
That's a big right hand, and he's gone! And I don't think he'll get up from that.
This fight could be over!
Oh! Mayweather makes him pay!
He's out! Oh, he's knocked out!
And his title is gone!
You knock him down, he win the fight. He's got Mayorga. And Mayorga goes down.
Oh, did he need that, perhaps?
And he goes down again before the bell.
He's not going to make it! 9 and 10!
And that's the fight. It is over.
Don't miss Knockouts. Every night at 9, only on Fight Sports.
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq war veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports. Check out Breaking Weapons Freestyle, only on Fight Sports.
Watch sumo like it's never been seen before. The home to the best sumo. Watch Grand Sumo every weeknight at 9:30 on Fight Sports.
This is going to be something else. Floyd Mayweather has done it. He's a world champion. It's all over. The crowd comes to its feet. Champion of the world.
Don't miss mega fights every night at 6, only on Fight Sports. Watch mixed martial arts every night at 11, only on Fight Sports.
So Ronnie, who is not only a good coach, but there he trying to juice up his fighter and give him the enthusiasm. He wouldn't tell him that he wasn't moving his head. He said, "I like the way you're moving his head." That plants it in the head of the fighter to move your head. And Ronnie, good psychologist, the way he handles his fighter. And so here we go to round 3. The Home Depot Center, a great venue for boxing here. The way a tennis stadium is built with the sides going straight up. Even people in the back row have a great view of this ring here in Carson, California. Oftentimes they play in they have the bigger fights out in the soccer part of this arena, this complex, but there happens to be a soccer match tonight over there. So a lot of people in this area tonight.
Well, the numbers after 2 rounds are testament to the fact that Williams wants Cintrone to gamble. Williams has only landed 12 of 118 shots, and because he just taps, fires out, and he's trying to lure Cintrone in. Cintrone 19 for 73. So both percentages down here. Who will be the first guy to step it up?
Well, I'll tell you this, if Cintrone is waiting to set a trap, if he can land one of those right hands and eventually gets Williams coming in, and he caught him that time, not real flush, but that's the idea. Because I've noticed a couple of things about Paul that I haven't seen before. When he throws his left hand, he exposes himself, and he's sort of punching down a bit to Cintrone, and when he throws that left hand, he's wide open for counter right hand, and that's exactly what Cintrone is trying to time. But in the meantime, he's got to stay busy enough to try and win these rounds, and he hasn't been doing that. He's a little bit busier in this round than he was in 1 and 2.
Well, Williams needs to bring that left hand back after he throws it and not just leave it out there.
That time he threw the punch, and it was by the left shoulder of Cintrone, and Cintrone could have just pivoted and cracked him with the right hand. He's going to see this before it's over, and certainly Ronnie Shields will pick that up and tell his fighter, just look for that. But he's looking for it in his own. He wants to nail him. He knows what he's doing. So while there's more strategy than I actually expected in this fight, you hear the reaction of the crowd. They don't appreciate, they want a wild, action-packed fight, and they want to see it before it's over. But right now, these guys, somebody is trying to get an advantage to take the edge with a power shot.
And Cintrone just missed, but he got closer with it as he got Williams to move inside.
And Dave, that's the 3rd time that he's just barely missed. And you throw a dozen of those, you might land 2 or 3, and one will change the course of the fight, the way he throws power shots. This is round 3 and a strategy-packed fight to this point.
It's time for Williams to get a little more urgency as Cintrone is the one stepping out, and now he has to.
Cintrone pulls back. Cintrone right in front of him. Gets the left hook off. It's tough to give that round to Cintrone, Dave, and he's just not busy enough. I got the first round too close to call, and then very slightly just an activity, given the last 2 rounds to
I need you to pick it up a little bit for me, okay? Look, don't let this guy dictate the pace of this fight, okay? This fight is about you. It's not a fight about him, okay? This fight is about you, so you get on him now, okay? Let's make his ass fight a little bit, okay? Make him fight a little bit. You don't have to fight like that the whole round. Look, give me 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I'll take that right there. Okay?
You can do this for 20 rounds,
all right?
baby.
Come on, baby. Give me a deep breath, let that flow. Now listen, get on this guy for me, okay?
It's there, believe me. It's there, okay? So slip that left hand in there and come back with that hook. Turn out, okay? Now you got to give me a little speed.
All right, let's
go.
go.
With enough speed for me, okay?
All right, so both corners want them in to turn it up a notch. Let's see what happens here as we go to round 4 at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Our third man in the ring, a veteran referee, and Dr. Lou Moret, one of the very best. In the gold trunks is Paul Williams, 38-1, 27 KO. Oh, Citron cracked him with the left hand. But he didn't shift Williams. And he felt it. He hit him again. He staggered him with the right hand. Williams' legs turned to jelly for just a second. Now Citron has got to keep the pressure on him. He's staying. His legs aren't right just yet. He's falling over on his toes. He's there. He gets cracked again by Citron. Williams has lost his balance. Now, when you go out of the ring in the state of California, you got to get back in 10 seconds. Let's see what happens here. And you're supposed to come in unassisted. Nobody's supposed to touch you.
Get over there.
I think it is 20 seconds here. But did he hit his head? That's a bad crash.
I don't know. He better get back in the ring in a hurry, though.
You counting?
I guess he hit his head when he went out. So this is going to be a situation.
If they want to enforce the 20-second rule,
they can, or they don't have to where he hit his head.
Stay over here, okay?
Lou Moret puts him in a neutral corner. This guy's hurt.
Because he wasn't knocked out of the ring. He more or less
he
fell
out of the ring. He wasn't knocked out of the ring. That's right. So that changes the whole equation. But now the question is he hurt?
I'm right here with you, baby. You're all right.
See the splotch on his back where the guy's fingernail is? That actually hit a monitor when he went out, Dave. He didn't hit his head. Now let's see what's going to happen here. This is too bad.
Gets nailed here after he nailed Williams, and then
Williams is falling forward. Remember, Williams doesn't have his legs at all. Williams falls down.
Gets tossed through.
And he goes through.
Head touches the canvas.
But he landed on the small of his back and the area of his kidney right on top of that television monitor.
The metal monitor.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something that he could recover from, we would guess.
And they'll give him the time to do that because of the manner in which he went out. He wasn't knocked out of the ring. See that monitor right there? Landed right in the small of his back. So hopefully he's not so injured that he can continue, because he was really starting to take control of Paul Williams there for a couple of seconds.
Nailed him with a couple of big shots and things that he had been trying to set up.
Remember, this is under the state of California rules. If you get to the 4th round, you go to the scorecard here. You don't have to complete 4 rounds. So there's a possibility of a technical decision. Don't tell me they're coming in to take him out. There's the ambulance attendants coming in. And that may be it. What a sin. Oh, that's really too bad. But evidently he's hurt.
Yeah.
I was about to be counted, and the doctor was already there. I cannot count when a doctor is there. Okay? So there's other issues, but we're going to the scorecard because it's California rules, like I told you. The 4th round was scored. We'll see what it is, guys.
Here's Michael.
Because of an injury to Citron, under California rules, 3 complete rounds with the bell starting the 4th round, we go to a technical decision, including the score of the 4th round. The scorecards read as follows. Fritz Warner has it 39-37. Dr. James Jenkin, 40-36. And Jerry Cantu has it 40-36. The opposite way, it becomes a split decision. The first 2 scorecards go to the winner by split decision, Paul Williams.
That's it. That's it, a split decision. Well, you have to follow the rules. You see Citron going out, and we had it 39-37, did Dave and I, so that's exactly the same as Fritz Warner. The other 2 judges, Dr. James Jenkin and Jerry Cantu, had it 40-36, but they had it opposite each other. So it's a split decision win for Paul Williams. It was anticlimactic because, as a matter of fact, at the time that the fight ended, this man, Kermit Cintron, had just pounded Williams. His legs were weak, and that was part of the reason he fell down and dragged Cintron over him, and Cintron went out of the ropes. In the corner of Williams, they were afraid they weren't going to get the decision, and on one of the judges' scorecards, they didn't. So George Peterson was arguing. He said he was out more than 20 seconds. Well, the fact of the matter is, the doctor was attending to him, and time stops there. Also, if you fall through like that, it's one situation. If you get punched through, it's another situation. And the third situation is that the guy was injured when he went out of the ring, so they gave him every opportunity to come back in. So it's very disappointing for all of us. Let's listen to Larry Merchant. I think he's going to interview the corner of Paul Williams. And as soon as they start, we will pick that up. So anticlimactic, and the worst thing now is I hope Cintron didn't injure or rupture a kidney or some other vital organ in his body as he fell out and fell hard on his lower part of his back. And as soon as they tell us, we'll drop in on the interview. Here we go.
I was getting in my rhythm, you know.
What did you see from where you were? Because you went down as well.
Like I threw like a little slight left hand, kind of like glanced on him and stuff, and it was my head kind of went down. He was his hand, and I kind of stumbled and went out the ring. Then I just saw him fly out the ring, you know, just went over on the table thing. So yeah,
he's old about that.
Yeah, so he like.
Yeah, from where you were, could you see that he landed on his head or his back? Could you see that he was hurt?
I couldn't really see, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know what I'm saying, like looking up, you know, so I see him going out the ring, you know, like he was like going out the ring, like, you know. I just hope he's all right, man, you know. Nobody don't want to get hurt like this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say, you know. I thought he probably would have got up and continued, you know, but
from what we heard, he wanted to fight, but that the doctors said he should not continue the fight. So is this an anticlimax for you in a way?
Well, you know, it's I don't know what to really say. I know I'm happy, you know, saying that, you know, saying another win for me, but you know, I was just getting warmed up and stuff. You know, you actually started to heat up in there, so you can get a little more.
Why did it take so long? It seems like you both are respecting each other a little bit too much in the early rounds.
No, my game plan, Mr. Peterson gave me a game plan here, like, cause you know, Ronnie should have told him, you know what I'm saying, be looking to throw big right hands, because Williams get hit with a lot of right hands, because he's coming forward with that pressure and stuff, and he just be, you know what I'm saying, just coming forward. So Mr. Peterson told me this time, you know what I'm saying, we're just going to lay back, you know what I'm saying, we're just going to box. We're just going to be moving, you know what I'm saying, just get this feel our way and get in our rhythm like we normally do back in the old days.
But early in that round, it seemed that you decided to assert yourself and you were throwing more big punches.
Yeah, you know, he was starting to heat up, so I like, you know, Mr. Peterson told me this round, you know what I'm saying, to put more direct pressure on him, you know what I'm saying, and started letting the hands go a little more, and he need more speed from me. So I started getting in my rhythm, started loosening up, you know, and big punches started flying out.
Is this unsatisfying in a way, Paul, because you wanted to put on a big show, a spectacular show, to make something happen for you in the future?
Oh, of course, you know, every time I get in a fight, you know, I want to get the fans their money worth. And, you know, I feel like they didn't really get their money's worth, you know what I'm saying, because, you know what I'm saying, the fight ended too early, you know what I'm saying, by, you know what I'm saying, him getting hurt, you know what I'm saying, flying out the ring, you know, so if anything, I want him to get hurt from a punch or something like that, but, you know, he went out the ring, so the fans didn't really get to see us get in action, really, you know. I know they were, you know what I'm saying, they see him different from me, starting off real slow and being relaxed. You know, I'm normally go out there and blazing, but that was my game plan. I hope they can understand that.
Give us your list of preferences in terms of who you would like to fight next.
Well, you know, right now the top of the list is Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, he's the top man out there, you know what I'm saying. Right. If I can't get Mayweather, I want to get Pacquiao. If I can't get Pacquiao, I know everybody want to see a rematch with Martinez, but all Martinez got to do is call me out, and it's a done deal.
Thank you very much, Paul. Jim?
All right, the Colonel Bob Sheridan back here with Dave Bontempo. The fact of the matter is Williams got it. It was very interesting what happened in that fight, and that it started very slow, Dave, and then Williams actually got hurt in the fourth round, and Cintron was coming on.
Yeah, the big left hook there as he catches Williams on the way in. Then they start to heat up, and Cintron is still trying to time the right hand. He scores once. Williams gets him with a big shot. Now they're trying to establish positioning. Williams on the outside. Remember that big 7-inch reach. It's formidable. And then they engage and inadvertent down through the ropes. And you see him now is Cintrone. He wanted to continue. Doctor said no. And the California rules coming up big twice here. One, doctor stopping the fight. And B, the 4-round limit. You score the 4th round because of the California rules. We had a verdict.
And I'm glad, Dave, we were on top of that because we knew the rule when, in fact, Lou Moret was questioning it at the beginning. We had it right and had to change it, and I'm really happy about that at least we know the rules. And that aside, it was definitely anticlimactic. Will the promoters put Williams and Cintrone back? The next story is, of course, is what's going to happen to Cintrone. How badly is he injured? We hope that's not the serious case for him and that they can, in fact, do this. Any final comments on a night of boxing here?
Well, strong night of boxing. Didn't leave a big taste with the main event, but they'll put these guys back in as soon as they can.
I hope so. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it for as long as it went on. It was interesting, and the rules had to be carried out. So for everybody at Goose and Tudor Promotions, for DeBella Entertainment, and for Dave Bontempo and our entire staff at Belmonte Productions, I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. So long from Southern California.